everybody. Welcome to the Pride 4 podcast. My name is Bryce.
Chris.
Ross. Alex.
And, he dabbed.
Flexing.
And Ty Dolla $ign got arrested.
Yeah.
For possession of the powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar.
The bolo sugar.
Oh, yep.
He's facing up to 15 years.
How do you fuck up a check that hard? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how you fuck up a check that hard.
Which is Ty Dolla $ign the one that was fucking the Jenner girl when she was underage or something?
I don't know about that.
Who was that?
Was that Tyga?
Tyga. Okay, I'm thinking Tyga.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
the same.
Why do I know that?
They're the same guy.
For the save. For the save.
Tyga. Same guy.
Same guy.
Found it out.
They're
Right
obviously
here.
related, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I'm assuming that's because of probation and stuff. He was on probation.
Probably.
Not 100% on that. Could be racist.
Disclaimers and shit.
But I think it was at like I think it was an airport check, maybe, if I remember correct. You know what?
If it is,
forget about it.
that's
Ty
awful
Dolla
if it
$ign
is.
may be going to jail for a while. He got arrested in Atlanta, I believe, which has way stricter
Atlanta's
laws.
arresting everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why Gucci gets jammed up all the time.
Gucci don't go
Has
home.
nothing to do with his criminal activities. It's just because he's in Atlanta. That's
You
why
like
he gets
Gucci Mane?
jammed up.
Gucci don't go home.
I arrested that guy.
Speaking of people who got fucked over, 6ix9ine says that he isn't taking a plea deal.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep. And we already know that he is not informing because someone informed on him already, and that is public knowledge. But I heard in the news, in like hip hop news and stuff, they're like, we still don't know if he's actually the one informing. And I'm like, someone informed on him. You don't get to. You don't get to like one up each other in informing when you're in prison.
I guess
think that's
there's a
how they
bigger
get
fish.
info,
I mean, it depends
yeah.
on what you got, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's the biggest fish. They're gonna.
Nah.
Well, no, okay.
Did you see
Let me take that.
he's
back.
he's the face.
Yeah.
He's a face.
He's
Did you
he's the
see
he's the grimace of
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
the Trey Blood.
Did you see the videos of like when they had evidence and it came out on a non-reputable news source or whatever, but they had the
Yeah.
videos of him and he's like in restaurants swiping his card, doing whatever. I'm like, he is not of the same ilk as these other guys that are doing these things, but I guess image is important and he didn't learn from Bobby Shmurda, so I don't feel bad for him.
I mean, his lawyer insists, like, they're releasing public statements specifically saying that he's not cooperating with the FBI. I'm assuming just to save his life at this point.
He's already in seg though. Like he
could be moved, though.
23 hours locked down a day. Well, it's a high profile case, so it wouldn't be wise to move him around because it's either you're gonna.
Yeah, well, if they don't need him, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, why would they need him?
And he has a pending child case that was not pending, but the sentencing is still.
Yeah,
being
he's
brought
going
into
to be a
question, like-
registered sex offender by the time he gets out, if he gets out. Which is
Like,
sad. I shouldn't say
people know
if he
that.
gets out. He will get out. He'll just be a lot older and not be able to rap like he does now.
What do you mean? I don't think his talents are that like age dependent.
What do you mean?
What?
I don't think his talents are age dependent. Like,
I think it's
Yes.
downhill from here.
Dude, even if he gets 40 years in prison, he'll just mumble like, hey, cooking up soup
I
in
mean,
the crock pot.
to be fair, he'll be old enough when he gets out that like he'll be able to take the Danny Trejo part in movies. So
Like
Oh, that would be awful.
a rainbow hair
That'd be
Danny
awful.
Trejo.
I want Danny Trejo for life,
Yikes.
dude. Like,
He has to stay that same age, like not quite young, but not quite too old.
right? What he's gonna come out and he's gonna be like DMX when he gets out of jail. He's gonna be like old. Like,
Yeah,
he's gonna be like 50 when he gets out. Like,
it's crazy.
yeah.
Unless he gets off for good behavior.
do you think they'll even
Maybe.
like report about it when he gets out? Like it'll be that far down the line that they won't even say. Like we don't. Even...
I'm sure he'll get a snippet, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's gonna get like a run.
No.
Like, you'll just hear in the next year or two, you'll be like, oh, he's going to trial. Sentences, 10 years, and then nothing for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably, or maybe him trying to reach out, like, to try to maintain a career, maybe, which is possible. Like, they're treating me bad in here, like, all that stuff just to try to get attention. It's possible.
Try to get Trump to pardon him or something.
Well,
Oh, God.
he could get him to pardon him with the blicky with the
Looks at me like, what?
Pardon.
He is in with Kanye right now, so nothing is off the table.
right?
I suppose. Kanye's like, don't worry, man, I'll get you out.
He got used apparently, according to him. But yeah, it's
Not sorry, but used.
right.
Pretty
It's
much.
it's a reoccurring thing though right now in hip hop. A lot of people are getting arrested, and you have the Maxo Creams that are shooting videos, and everybody's like, "Hey, I should bring real guns to this and show my face all over cameras." And it's just, you're dumb. You're dumb, and I don't feel bad for you. Like
That Texas
this, not even from
rapper.
it's not even from a position of hate. Like, oh, they're shining. I'm glad they went to jail. It's just like, if you're dumb, I don't think you should be dumb and have money at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah, Tekashi.
Boom.
Yeah, you shouldn't be a dummy boy. You
Dumb and
dummy
money
boy.
don't mix.
Yeah. No, but do you know, deeper into that story, that article with like the 20 guys or whatever, guess where they filmed
Where?
the music video? In front of a fucking school. Guess what time of day it was?
Lunchtime?
The kids were just getting out of school.
Or recess or something? I don't know why
Yeah,
I said
see,
lunchtime.
So they had guns near a school,
Okay.
according to this news report that I heard. And they were doing it in front of a school during the daytime, and kids were just getting out of school, like,
Wow.
and they had 20 guys with guns trying to shoot like a music video or whatever.
And this was in Texas.
Yeah.
How are they all still alive?
Are these like
I'm just
I
saying.
don't, NRA,
like,
can you answer that, NRA? Like, where were the 20, the one white guy that stood his ground?
The
I mean,
good
there's
guys
a-
with guns.
Yeah.
There's a camera out, so they're like, oh, they're already being filmed doing the crime. It's fine. Like, you kind of pick up the pieces. That's a reoccurring thing. Like Instagram and all these, I think it's Boom Gang or whatever, that just like runs into jewelry stores. Hey, can I try on that watch? Tries on a watch and runs out the store. I'm like, why are you filming yourself? If you get caught, I don't feel bad for you.
Because when they get caught, they're just going to say, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro.
Prank, bro.
Here's the watch. It's just a prank, bro.
It's like, no.
Dude, you made it 5 blocks on a prank. Like, you,
Right, like, you were
didn't
about to
plan
be
on
outta
giving that
there.
fucking watch back,
Oh,
dude.
I'm out of there. Yeah.
Speaking of poor life decisions, Chief Keef apparently has 9 kids. So, I wasn't expecting anything like that.
You weren't? He's from Chicago, right? Like,
What are you
Chicago,
implying?
like, outside of Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa, Chicago has not been making great decisions in that community. So, it doesn't surprise me, especially about Chief Keef. Like,
Chief Keef was the one who was shot at in the studio, right? Or something with the
Or got
Tekashi
his-
6ix9ine?
or got his Jeep shot up or something. Let me Google something. Go ahead.
9 kids? That's 9
You
kids, though.
mean he shot his
Has
own
9
Jeep?
Ross.
children according
Ross.
to news court documents. Okay.
Instant street
Yeah,
cred.
do you know how you get 9 kids, Ross?
I don't know. You have to have money.
You have... Not necessarily.
that's a prerequisite.
Not necessarily.
You either have to have a lot of money or don't have a lot of money.
It's no in between.
There's no in between on this.
Ross, we're going to teach you
People
about
in
the
between
birds and the
think about
bees.
it. People in between think about it. It's like, can I afford this?
It's like,
You
Gonna stop that,
have
too.
you have to raw dog a girl or multiple women 9 times to get 9 kids.
What'd be crazy is if it was all the same night. That would have been crazy.
Within that amount of time, you have 9 months, hopefully, between each of these kids. Maybe there's some overlap. You have years to realize that this probably wasn't a good idea.
Is it like one of those situations where it's like Delivery Man, though, where it's like all of a sudden you're sitting at home on the couch, you get a phone call, and all of a sudden you have like 9 kids, and it's like, yo, you gotta provide for these, and it's like,
You think it was a surprise?
It says
This-
according to court documents, so you never know what it is, honestly.
What if he didn't
Yeah.
even know the real number?
Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't actually have that. And that's just like what the court has.
It's
on
like
him
a
or something.
typo.
Yeah, 9.
He's like, wait, what?
Oh my god.
there's basketball players that have over 10 children, and that's, I just could not,
Another one.
can't imagine.
There's the one football player who had like at least 9, I think. It was like ridiculous.
That's a lot.
The income level, like, I'd much rather be able to spoil a little bit of kids
It's
than
a-
to just make it with a ton of kids. But like,
Yeah, it's like DJ Envy or whatever, Breakfast Club. I think he's got 5 kids. He just pops one out like a year.
You think when
It's,
rich
like,
people do it, it's
insane.
just because they're like, hopefully one of these guys like takes after me or like you know,
like
does
the lottery thing.
Yeah, like you're like trying
Hopefully
to.
someone can run the family business.
that is actually that's a good like conspiracy theory or theory. That would be. It's possible, and that would be sad.
They can't all be not like they can't.
They
all
can't
be
all
like,
be not talented.
They can't all.
And then you got daddy pushing all the kids towards something.
Yeah,
Like,
they can't all be Eric, right?
yep. Jeez.
And then you got to give them the daddy issues by having like different like baby mamas or whatever.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think Will Smith
I'm
did.
messing around.
I think Will Smith did a decent job with his kids on paper.
Well, yeah, didn't Willow Smith said she didn't want the career and she was like cutting herself and shit, and Will Smith didn't understand or some shit.
Well,
It's better now, guys.
He tried to force Jaden Smith as a thing too for how long? So
yeah.
Well, Jaden Smith still does shit.
I was
on
gonna
his
say
own,
he's
yeah.
still like getting considered. For
I think
roles
Willow
and
Smith
stuff.
never wanted it, and she was like open. What's that? Red Table Talk? Is that it with Jada Pinkett Smith
yeah.
or Jada Smith? I don't whatever they call themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then their daughter was on there just openly talking about all this shit, and I'm like, okay.
So wait, is Jaden named after her?
Jada?
Yeah.
I can
Maybe.
see that.
You
being
can
a
ask them.
possibility.
Oh my gosh.
Strong poss-
I
If
didn't-
you are watching, let us know.
They have like
I just thought of that.
They have that. They seem to have that weird family dynamic where they could talk about anything with any of them.
Yep.
they also
And
have that
that's
weird
creepy.
family dynamic. That other dude, what's his name?
What is his name?
I can't even remember.
I
it.
was just gonna say that.
He was the dude who did the Instagram post about
Wait, who we
Jada,
talking about?
right?
Yeah. What is his name? All right.
Who are we talking
This
about?
was a while ago, but yeah,
The
it was
dude
a
who
thing.
was like in love with her or something.
They were helping him in his recovery or something like that.
Life and career highlights of Jaden Smith.
What do you mean? In his recovery
I don't want to look at it.
of being a sex addict? Were they swinging? Were they switching? Swapping? Threesomes?
No,
They
no,
definitely
no.
had threesomes.
You're talking about the other kid, right? Because there's Jaden, which could come from Jada. There's Willow, which would come from Will.
Yep.
And then
There you go.
there's Trey.
Trey, yeah.
Where's-
Trey's from the first wife.
Yeah.
Now is
Yeah.
her name
We don't
something
hear
with
anything,
Trey?
right?
Trey, no, he's a producer, I think. Like, he does the beats for some of Will Smith's rap that he still does and Jaden's rap or whatever that they try to do.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't-
Trey's apparently a good producer, actually. Or what I don't know. The guy who makes the beats, producer,
Sure.
engineer.
Yeah,
I don't know.
producer.
He does it all, I'm assuming, but
That's pretty sweet.
he doesn't put himself in the light, but he's still kind of there in the background, you know, chilling, making beats.
The pressure of being
Yeah.
Will Smith's son.
What else do we got? Do we want to talk about Kanye? With Kanye Drake tweets?
I think we should keep it short if we do.
Yeah.
Okay. So you may
August
have seen this.
Alsina.
What?
That's what I was thinking of. August Alsina.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know anything about that.
Good.
Is it that bad?
Eh. It's what you make of it. Just like everything else.
Home where you rank it.
So apparently, Kanye posted a tweet from one of his camp trying to get a clearance for one of his songs for Drake or whatever, and he posted it on Twitter.
Screenshot, yeah.
And yeah, like, who knows if it's real or not? Like, because it's not directly from Drake; it's from someone in his camp. He's like, "Hey, do you want this clearance or whatever for Drake for this song, so and so?" And then he posted on Twitter and he said, "See, this just goes to show that this shit is faker than wrestling." Like,
Yeah.
which is, but then he goes on a rant like. Just like, I'm still waiting for your apology for the 350s, for saying the 350s in that one song, for taking food out of your idol's kids' mouths or whatever, Pusha T's kids or whatever. Like, it's
so much going on with that. And then, too, you have, you know,
he kept going too. I think
his
like
Drake's
he's
the baby of Drake's mother chimed in. Kim Kardashian chimed in. And it's just like, people don't always agree Get over it. Like,
They live in
why?
they live in the same fucking neighborhood, by the way. Drake and Kanye.
Well, do they still or used to? Because there's a lot of fires in California. R.I.P. to
Geez.
Oh, maybe not then. Maybe
There's
not
a
right
lot-
now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
But
in
no,
that
they
region.
did live right by each other apparently, and
What, Kim didn't hire like a private fire department to come save their house or whatever?
Just like buckets
Somebody
of
did
water.
that.
No,
I thought it was
and-
her.
yeah, it was Kim that did that. Private fire
I
department.
thought it was, but I'm
Yeah,
not
let's-
sure.
That sounds like something that I would do if I was rich.
I was
But
gonna say, like, every
Yeah.
time I hear, like, California wildfire, I just think Lakeview Terrace for some reason. I don't know why.
Good movie.
That is a good fucking movie, dude. Every single movie that has like California always has that backdrop of like there is a wildfire happening somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. And as the movie goes, it like slowly gets closer and closer. And then at the climax, it's like, oh, it's right in the front yard, but we gotta fight our crazy neighbors and
But
shit.
is it a
crazy.
backdrop or is it for real?
And then for some reason,
Right.
Bruce Willis shows up. in the
touche,
movie.
yeah.
burn down every single
I didn't
set.
see that in Don't Be a Menace to South Central, so the fires must never make it to the hood.
I'm trying to get the internet to work, but I'm pretty sure it was Kim. That's, I have Pokemon Go open. That might be
Pokemon
why.
Go. Oh, that's
Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
That's
surprisingly.
I used to only play that when I was on vacation.
I joined the Discord group for it because I was like getting into it, and there's a shit ton of people in the Discord group, and they have a raid schedule where you go to do the raids around town or whatever. And I was at one, and it started in like 10 minutes, and I'm like, hey, this starts in 10 minutes if anybody wants to do it. It's like, 5 stars, and they're talking like, hey, have you done this before? Like, do you have this legendary Pokemon or whatever? And I'm like, no, I don't have anything.
This is great. It says apparently their neighbors praised them for saving their homes and mansions or whatever, but apparently like normal people were outraged that they had their own fire people.
So it is a thing.
Yes.
And it was Kim
Was
Kardashian.
it for the neighborhood or for
It
the
says
person?
neighbors are praising them for saving the homes around their Hidden Hills mansion. So they saved their neighbors too, apparently.
Dang.
And then you get that bill.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'd be
Water's
like,
not cheap, especially in like California where they're like,
Dude, they just shipped that shit in from Nestle,
They
dude.
call them concierge firefighters.
Well,
is what
I
they call
mean,
'em.
realistically, I mean, if
That
you
sounds like a
you get
kick-ass
if
job.
a fire call costs the person money, so I mean, Kardashian probably making all that money back and a little more just
At
charging
least
his neighbors.
$10,000 to
We
protect your
saved
home.
your house. Now, do you want to take out a line of
Oh,
credit?
that's
with us
it?
until-
That's for a home
Yeah.
worth at least $1 million, so I'm guessing it goes up the more expensive your house is.
But it's just $10,000, dude.
Yeah.
$10,000 per 1 million. Like to find $1 million house in
That's true.
California is like very low quality.
Can you imagine, like they didn't have homeowners insurance? Like, if they're hiring fire departments, like, there's no fucking way.
or they just really like their house,
Right? I
No,
could never
fuck
get this
that.
house
Like,
again.
that is like...
Which one is more of a racket though? Homeowners insurance, where they can choose to cover it or not cover it, or
Yeah.
just paying money for a fire department. I just
Don't make
know what I
arguments.
mean?
Don't make
To me-
arguments for libertarians. Don't do that. Don't do that on this show.
But just the opulence, like, of hiring a private fire department.
Yeah.
When the whole,
State
100,
is burning down around you.
Yeah, tens of thousands of acres are like being destroyed, homes left and right, billions of dollars in damages, and you're so opulent and arrogant that you fucking hire your own private fire
Yeah.
department to save your mansion.
I didn't even know that was a fucking thing until like 3 seconds.
Because we're poor compared to them.
It's like in fire-prone areas. It's like been a thing
Yeah.
for a long time, apparently.
Wow.
As poor people,
I have no,
we would
wow.
be happy if we knew the fire department existed.
right.
Yep.
Let alone being able to hire a private one. Like, our
Yeah.
home is on fire. I hope the fire department gets here within an hour.
Right.
Yeah, but no, if you're rich, we'll be there in 10 minutes with Nestle money or water and
Like,
shit. It's nuts, dude.
Praying for rain. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
They come in with 2 pallets of fucking Evian bottled water.
They got the Fiji, dude. They
Yeah.
have to-
Load up the hose.
Yeah,
Just
pallets of
dump a bunch
Evian
bottles
and
in.
Perrier fucking water.
Oh
They're
man.
using like expensive water to put it out. This whole fire truck's filled with like
I don't want it to ruin the paint on my house. It's gotta be perfect.
some French water that like came from
Right.
some spring.
NASCAR
Oh my
in flames
God.
with sparkling water.
Can you
that's
imagine being the
crazy.
neighbor that's like just out of range though? of like
Their
you
neighborhood?
have rich
Yeah.
neighborhood and then you have regular neighborhood like right outside it.
Sure.
And you see this private fire department like help the rich while your shit's like
Yeah.
about to
Just
burn
gone.
down. It's like, hey, just squirt a little bit over here.
Single tear.
Just get my shirt wet and I'll like roll around in
They
the
got
yard.
it under control over there, right?
Yeah, just get my shirt wet. I'll roll around in the yard.
Boy, I'm still trying to figure out what you're talking about over there.
But no, if I
That's
was one of those
fucking
people,
crazy.
dude, I would start their shit on fire. Like,
Yeah. I'd be like,
I'd be like, my house burns down. I mean, I can't afford a private fire department. I might make sure that theirs burns down too.
just flicking whole lit cigarettes over
yeah,
the kids.
I'm just smoking, not
I don't even
illegal.
smoke. Just flicking the cigarettes over.
Fucking trying to throw vape pens and shit.
Bryce, that's arson. That kills people.
That's true. I would make sure they're not home by yelling, "I'm starting your house on fire."
Just on Twitter. Don't be home between the hours of
God. All right. So
man.
now that that's done with,
You're right.
on the video game
Insanity.
stuff, we have plenty of that. Or do we have rap stuff? We have hip hop? No.
There might be something.
We have some around the way stuff. Video game
yeah.
stuff though.
Okay, so I want to start out with the Blizzard news that I found.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was from November. Oh, let me see if I can get through this. So, first off, Blizzard announced that they're pulling the talented, in parentheses, developers, because they specifically said talented developers.
Yep.
They are pulling them from Heroes of the Storm
Yep.
to work on other projects, and they're canceling the Heroes Championships for 2019, which means most likely forever. And they implied that it will have a skeleton crew essentially still providing updates and new heroes, but at a updated pace. They
Did
said.
you
or
hear
whatever,
that, like, the-
which means slow as shit.
Did you hear that the players and like the casters would feel blindsided and are really pissed off about it?
Well, yeah, and my theory about it is that all these developers are quitting and leaving the company, and they simply have to shift
Could be.
the workforce to actually finish the fucking games that will get them the money,
Yep.
so they can get the workforce back.
Well, that means they just, I guess they officially just like got defeated by League of Legends then. So,
Well,
Yeah.
gee.
I mean, they never had a chance in the first place, in my opinion. But
And
they had the money backing them until recently.
And I heard another excuse about the Diablo crew working on like the mobile games or whatever. I heard another excuse saying like, "Oh yeah, some of our developers they're just tired and they want to do something new, and a lot of them like mobile games." And they're not even making the Diablo Immortal game.
Make a separate branch for mobile. That way we don't have to hear about it at E3 and freaking.
They're literally outsourcing it.
You got to think though, like the more people you have hired, the more people you're responsible for, and you kind of want to do the best for your employees that you can. But that also means at times blindsiding people, because if I said, "Hey, you could not have your job in 6 months. You're going to look for jobs." Even if I say it's a maybe, you're going to be like, "I definitely am not going to be here in 6 months."
You know that the phone companies have to be subsidizing this shit. They have to be going to these game developers and saying, make shit for our phones. That way we can sell $1,000, $1,500 phone, and people will play the game, be able to get your games on it. Like, they're trying to phase out computer gamers, I think, which is stupid.
Do you think it has that big of a pull over
Well,
what
think
phone
about
to buy or
it. You
not?
pay $1,500 for this, or somebody pays like $2,000 to $3,000 for a computer. They're more likely going to pay $1,500 for this.
An article specifically said that one of the developers from Blizzard specifically said that this game is for China, the Diablo Immortal, because they
Now it
eat up mobile games,
Yep.
and essentially they have an extremely large gaming presence where they play like. Our alpha games or beta games, which are unfinished games released that are buggy, our beta games are like AAA games to them. Like, they eat that shit up, apparently. And so essentially making something cheap and subpar and, having microtransactions on it will make you a shit ton of money just releasing it in China.
Sure.
And they said Diablo Immortal specifically was made for China and was going to be released in China for a full year before it was even considered to be released in the West.
Yep.
And so like there's these insiders at Blizzard that are saying like they're saying like they got nothing ready for Diablo 4 too. They weren't going to announce it, and they had no intention of announcing it at all.
I mean, releasing it in China is almost like quality control if you think about it, because Chinese gamers they like find every loophole possible in games. So if you release it over there first, everything's going to get worked out before they release it here.
So it's like a good test market.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, and they eat up microtransactions like nobody's fucking business.
Oh man.
They like exploiting game economies, and then when you fix it, it's like, eh.
Because there's a lot of class disparity in China, and not the majority of the gaming audience probably can't even afford gaming PCs or have like the opportunity for consoles and good fixed internet. So they do have their cell phone, and they do have like the network.
Yep.
Sure.
Well, they have
for their
PC,
internet.
they have gaming cafes that they'll go to and play.
Yeah, they specifically have gaming cafes too, which shows you that like it's not necessarily cost effective or even there isn't even a chance that you could have your own computer at your home. That's why they have these gaming cafes. And then people pay to sit at those all day.
Yeah.
So and their esports was leagues above us for like ever. Like they're considered rock stars.
China does have the highest paid like esports players pretty much.
Yeah,
for, like,
they're considered like rock
games.
stars essentially ever since StarCraft.
Like they pay more than like Korea for like League of Legends just to try to get the Korean players to come to their teams.
That's pretty funny. But branching off of that Blizzard stuff, I did read an article from November in Kotaku, which I wish I had known about earlier. I don't know why he scoffed.
You're clearing your throat there? What was
No,
did I say it wrong?
Well, no. It's
Kotaku?
just this is one of those definitely reputable sources of news.
Kotaku?
Yeah, I'll throw that in.
Kotaku is reputable. For gaming news, definitely. They have, well, I guess they say sources, which is essentially a Blizzard employee.
Yeah.
The Blizzard employee said that they are working on Diablo 4, and it is the codenamed Fenris game that they currently have under development. And it is currently under new direction. So...
Like the band?
No. And the development motto for Diablo 4 is to remove anything cartoony that was in Diablo 3 and to make it as dark and gory as Diablo 2 was. They're essentially said, make it as close to what made Diablo 2 Diablo 2.
Will it work, though, in this day and age?
It's a completely new game. It's not a revamp of Diablo 2. This is Diablo 4.
But I'm just saying, will it work? Like, I've seen a lot of games that literally their whole thing is how gory and and then the games end up falling flat.
Did you know that Blizzard considered Diablo 3 a failure? Activision or no?
I'm sure they did because I'm sure they had really high hopes for it, even though it
Activision?
though it makes money.
No, Activision. They had the second expansion for Diablo 3, in the planning.
I know they canceled
in development. They canceled that and they considered Diablo 3 a failure. So now the Diablo, which I do, as the biggest I'm a huge fan of Diablo. I consider it just trash. But Activision's whole thing is they want a large player base and they want it to stay forever.
And they want microtransactions.
And if they can't...
That's what it is
If they
nowadays.
can't get a model to work where they can keep the player base or get more money, they will scrap the game, scrap the project.
So is 4 going to be free to play with microtrans?
No, you'll probably end up having to pay it's Blizzard.
I mean,
you're paying $60.
If you're not going free to play nowadays, you're going to be losing out probably in the next few years here. Everything's going to be going to it in the next few years.
But they consider Diablo 3 a failure because even though it sold a lot, the player base dropped like a stone and no one's really playing it anymore.
I mean, they are established though, so they might not have that problem.
Blizzard won't. Just like Bethesda probably, the Fallout 76.
Like Skyrim, the new Elder Scrolls, that won't be no free to play. I'm just,
No, of course. Single player games are always going to be like...
But if you're a multiplayer online, though, you probably have to, though.
You're going to go the route of Fortnite and just nickel and dime
little
kids.
It's either you're big enough to be able to charge a subscription, big enough and good
Here's
enough.
what they'll do.
That's what the gaming.
They'll have free to play, but they'll have They'll do like
some sort of currency.
They'll do where you get a currency and then you'll get like free in-game stuff by paying like a certain amount for the game or whatever.
You get the premium, like when you pay $15 for RuneScape and you get the
there you go.
You get on the premium realm.
Oh my god! See, monetizing Diablo, aside from just basically selling items, is like it seems like a fool's errand to me. Like Diablo, like if you have a currency, what are you going to use the currency for other than to it becoming pay to win? Like, if you have this currency that you could grind out to buy good items, but you could buy them to get it faster, but now you just made it pay to win. So aside from skins, skins is the only way to have microtransactions in a game and players be like okay with it. Yep. Because they don't care, because it's not pay to win. It's just
so you said the whole gory and cartoony, was that actually what was wrong with 3 though, or was it deeper than that?
As a fan of Diablo, I'm biased, and it was definitely the part of it. Because Diablo 3 took a completely...
I thought it was a formula that just didn't work, is what I thought. But...
No, because it took a completely different art direction, plus it was a simplified, dumbed-down version of Diablo.
That's what I mean.
Diablo 2.
But they can make it look gory and cool like that, and it'll still be dumbed down, is what I'm expecting.
It still won't be successful if it's dumbed down. Unless they have expansion, because even the Lord of Destruction expansion,
they want a player
that
base,
added
man.
the entire rune system to Diablo 2.
It's all about mass appeal. It's all mass appeal nowadays.
Basically,
it ruins games sometimes.
They're
but
trying to sell to people like me on the outside looking in to invite.
They can get you to pay that $60, and then you don't like the game, and you're just like, oh well.
Diablo 3 was to garner a new audience, and including kids, and including people who are accustomed to. Because the art direction is clearly World of Warcraft.
Definitely went for the teen market, in my opinion.
But
it was geared towards a younger audience, I would say.
But is it trying to revamp the brand, or is it just a quick cash grab to figure
Diablo
something
3,
else out, do you think?
Diablo 3 took 11 years in the making to make.
Yeah.
And they claim they worked on it for those whole 11 years. They fucking didn't.
Right?
Fuck you, Blizzard, you fucking assholes. They started it in 2010. And they're like, what assets can we put from World of Warcraft and slap them in this bitch so we save time and money? But Diablo, you got Diablo 2, which is your Pokemon Red and Blue, and then you got Diablo 3, which is your Let's Go Pikachu. It's a simplified version to garner, to get close the gap between two different audiences, and to pull a new player base. But newsflash, Blizzard, if you make a good game, build it and they will come. Okay? If you make a good game, people are gonna fucking play it.
Like Fortnite.
Yeah, it's.
Fortnite is still like a thorn in my side.
I think that's
I was being facetious.
I know.
Yeah, you were talking cartoony, and then you bring up Fortnite. I don't know what you're...
Yeah, Fortnite's cartoony, but it's successful. It pulled in a large, younger audience, and streamers and YouTubers ate that shit up.
I feel sorry for the people who like that game. I don't know what's wrong.
And
it's popular, dude.
You could either pay nothing for Fortnite or pay $30 for PUBG, like a real game. Like
you can be a real gamer.
I know, right? You're gonna get a bigger install base of a free game.
Oh, and another thing about Diablo 3 being simplified, I think they also did that so they could put it on consoles as well.
Yeah.
Which is something that you can't do for Diablo 2, and you can't...
Do you think they had the Switch, thought about back... No, wait, never mind. They wouldn't have had it thought about back then.
No.
They were thinking of the Wii U, obviously, right?
The Wii, they were thinking about when they made the GameCube. There's a Wiimote. There was a prototype Wiimote that you had for the GameCube.
I wonder how far ahead these game companies know about these things.
Console development.
They have to have an in. How far ahead of time did they know about the Switch, for example? I wonder.
Developers, I think, learn about new consoles way in advance.
Yeah, it has to be way in advance.
Because as soon as a console releases, I think the company immediately is like, how can we got to fix all the problems that this currently has, and then how can we make a cheaper version or slightly better version and sell that as a brand new console. Then they get that done quick. which is in like a couple years, a year or two from the original console release, then they're already on the next one.
Yeah, I think that's.
And then in 5 years, then they release that console.
Right.
Sure.
How long are we in the new console cycle? I think it's like 5 years,
It's been
aren't
a
we?
while.
The next
already.
ones are due out 2019 to 20.
I think, yeah, they're coming pretty soon.
Yeah, you got those development cycles, but I think they're working on it. They're gathering, all the pieces.
Oh, sure, I'm sure they are.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think it's like one console ahead or two consoles ahead?
I don't think they got two consoles
No.
ahead, but
You
Because
gotta think-
the
you're not gonna
technology.
You gotta think like technology before it's made available to us as the public is in some person's lab, and then the technology is used in the lab and figured out, and then like, all right, let's dumb it down and then give it to the masses or whatever. I think it could pay to.
do you imagine being the company who tries to jump the gun on something like that, and then they're like, "Oh, we're not going in that direction. You were just working on this shit for like 2 years." or
We've
something."
never seen that in the gaming community before, though. Sega Saturn, you know what I mean? Like
Dreamcast? Is that
we've seen it before, but I think it might be deeper than just one console ahead, because you have the console come out and then you have the less expensive version, and while they're bidding their time to market test what works and what doesn't work, and then they tweak whatever else that's coming out.
Nowadays, consoles are pretty much just computers that like
Yep.
just are locked with a specific operating system, So like
Different
you can kind of
frame
tell
rates
where
and
they're probably going to go.
resolutions and-
Like take the best computer from now, and then like a
10
couple
years.
years in the future, like that's what your console is going to be.
Yep, pretty much.
So like you can kind of figure out the.
It's probably like
pacing of
it's
what
probably literally like a 3-year-old computer is what your console is gonna be.
Yeah, they're like usually one step behind in probably PC technology, I think. But then companies that
Definitely like a
But
generation
honestly,
behind,
most of your TVs are 60 hertz, 1080p, so it'll play it.
in like a lot of tech companies, they're like a step ahead of what we currently have. In the military, 5 steps.
Yeah,
Right.
easily.
And they're
That's what
5
I'm
steps
saying. Like
ahead.
the capability is.
They got
there to be
invisibility
two
cloaks,
systems
dude. I know
ahead.
that.
Invisibility cloaks.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to get me one of those on the black market,
But
the dark webs.
all right, now that that's out of the way, Diablo. Is any okay? So I know that you guys did play some Diablo 3.
Yep, I did.
Are you guys? Would you be looking forward to Diablo 4? That is supposed to be more like Diablo 2.
Well, most of my experience with Diablo 2 was like LAN party stuff, so like I don't think I'm gonna ever have that again, like that feeling again. So I don't know if I really look forward to Diablo games.
The reason. Okay. Oh my god, I want to talk about Diablo all day. But Diablo 2 was the birth of BattleNet, and that was just like the most glorious time in gaming.
Yeah, it was like that and Warcraft 3 stuff about a similar time period. You know?
Which is essentially, well, what you used to do is you go to LAN parties and you'd actually connect your fucking computers through a router, and then you got to connect to my IP, or put this IP in for the game lobby, so you can get into the game lobby, and that was like essentially playing online.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there was some, there were some systems that were capable of it, but BattleNet, that just like obviously exploded. It's still a thing.
Yep.
But that was Diablo 2, where you could actually you would join these chat rooms, and
No one knew how the chat worked, though.
no one knew how the chat worked, and you would essentially everybody would be talking. You had Blizzard employees also in those chats monitoring, and you could talk to them and ask questions. Mm-hmm. And then you had a server list on the side, and you could create your own lobby, essentially your own game, which had a max of 8 players for Diablo 2. Mm-hmm. So you could be like, you could only have it so big too, so everything was fucking abbreviated.
Oh shit!
Like bail run, 54, and that's your 54th bail run, and people would join, and then you would do your fucking bail run, and then you would quit that, and then you'd go bail run 55, and then people would type that in to find the next one. But then you had the people who were mad that they couldn't get in bail run 54, so they made bail run 55. So
try to shortchange.
Yeah, so then everybody joins, like the runners and stuff, but then someone in 54 got kicked out because someone made 55. It was just petty shit. You could have the passwords, you could have your own private games and stuff. And it was just it was really a golden era
Yep.
of gaming for sure. And Diablo 3, I knew people specifically, a lot of fucking people, who had never played a Diablo game who bought into the hype and got Diablo 3 and they were playing it. They would even LAN party it. And I'm sitting there like the bitter old man at, how old would I have been at fucking 2012? Like,
Do the math, man.
Shit, right?
6 years ago.
Do you
I
want to
would've
tell
been, like,
people how old you are, though?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm 30. I don't care.
Embrace
But
yourself.
like, I'd be like 24, the bitter old man. Like, you guys don't know what fucking Diablo is, you old
Exactly.
bitches, you stupid bitches.
Reliving
And then I
glory days.
had the friends, because they had in Diablo 3 they had a real money auction house.
At first, yeah.
At
What?
first, yeah, and I had I had friends who made a living off
Yep.
of just playing Diablo 3.
Yep, I knew people doing that.
And buying and selling gold on the live auction house.
Yep.
And Blizzard's like, wait, people are making money off this and we aren't?
Yep, pretty much.
Well, they should.
Just like World of Warcraft
Well,
gold?
they could have just taken a cut then. and
Yeah,
just
I don't know
kept
what
it
that was
open.
about.
Like that. That's even more money, right?
They probably
Yep.
just thought they were going to get in trouble with, like, the... What's it called?
It was essentially pay to win, though. Like, in the end, like... And Blizzard didn't get a cut. It's
Probably
the
some
same
sort
thing
of-
happened in World of Warcraft.
Probably some gambling
'Cause they're-
crackdown could have happened, potentially, I guess.
Maybe, yeah, because
Loot
there was a lot of Chinese farmers, like game farms, that Chinese companies would just hire a bunch of people to farm in these video games, and they would sell them to people in the
Yep.
U.S. like WoW Gold.
Oh,
And then Blizzard's like,
shit.
wait, like this is against our terms, but people are still getting this gold. They tried the systems, like people are still getting the gold. They're not getting a cut. So what they did is you still can't gold buy, but then they have these WoW tokens.
Yep.
Where you can buy a WoW token, which is a 1 month subscription, which is normally 15, 13 fucking whatever dollars.
It's like 15.
And you could sell it on the auction house for like 100,000 gold. So now you're buying gold directly from Blizzard. They're getting the money.
Yep.
Sure.
Someone's getting a subscription.
Yep.
So they keep playing, and then the cycle continues. It's all about grinding and getting people.
Back
to
when
spend
Blizzard
money.
did things that were brilliant. That was actually
Yep.
brilliant.
Oh, and then they had the farms that would level characters for you. You could pay them, and they would power
Yep.
level them for you. And Blizzard's like, still ban that, but we're gonna have a $60 character boost.
Yep.
So you can go to 10 levels below the current max level, and you can just $60 and we'll boost you there.
Yep.
Yep. I did that like 3 times, not even.
I got my character boost still sitting there, like I never used.
Yeah.
I think I got like 2 of them still sitting there.
Yeah. But I mean, Blizzard has to find a way to monetize it, because I don't think they make games anymore where they can't have microtransactions, because it's just it would just be bad business.
They just
at
feel
that
like,
point.
they feel like they're missing out on too much money if you do that. I mean,
Okay, what is a single player game that like Blizzard has made, like ever,
single player that Blizzard has made?
like in a
First
long
Diablo?
fucking time? Yeah,
The Lost Vikings.
yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, there's not much to choose from. really.
Everything like they're all about multiplayer and money now. Like it's because that's where the money is. Wait till there's an Overwatch battle royale. Then you know they're done. They've gone too far. Speaking of that, there's a Counter-Strike battle royale now from
Yeah,
Valve.
I heard about that. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and CS:GO is going free too, or whatever.
That's good, 'cause
Or did
I
it
wanna
already
play.
happen? I can't remember.
I want to play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I never bought it, so
Yeah.
I know people who bought CS:GO, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Counter-Strike. Yeah, I mean the first Warcrafts, Starcrafts.
But is it?
Yep.
Those were good single-player games, and then
Well-
they fucked it up.
You see, the thing is, right? Like
But every one of those
I'm
games are
convinced
able to be made better by
that Blizzard's
multiplayer.
early games were
Like-
great because they were visited by ancient astronauts.
There you go.
I think so. I think you're correct. I think you're correct.
Has to be. Can't be any other reason.
Oh man, I just want make Diablo great again. That's what I want. Like, Blizzard used to be my favorite too, but they're just all about money now.
Sadly,
That's
yeah.
Activision for you.
It's Activision. All of them become that way. Bethesda now, it's all
EA.
about money.
Like if you buy 2K nowadays, they sell you.
Yeah.
You get points that you can spend to do stuff.
Who
in the
is
games.
who isn't that way? I guess is the question.
There used to be purity.
Yeah.
But now there's not. Indie developers they're not big enough to go that route. So people really do love their indie games because they can't do that too. I'm like,
you see me looking out the window.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at, dude?
Nothing.
Well, you know that
at?
the Nintendo 64 doesn't have microtransactions, you know.
Yep. Get one of those.
Got to go
Play
back
that.
in the day.
Get a Raspberry Pi.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yep. So let's talk about, since we're talking about Valve and Blizzard and stores and shit.
Yep.
So now Discord, Ross, tell us about it.
Yeah, Discord's coming out with their own, Valve, Steam ripoff, I guess.
Storefront?
Storefront. I don't even know what you call it nowadays, yeah. But they're only doing 10% royalty is what they're doing. So everyone's just trying to one-up each other now. I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's excellent for developers, though, don't
yeah,
you think?
they're obviously after indie. It's literally what it said in the article. They're after indie games.
And I read this article from a game developer, apparently. Mm-hmm. He said the Epic Store in its current state is not good for anyone. Mm-hmm. And he says that it comes down to it not being consumer friendly and has the least amount of features compared to any other store.
I'm sure they'll fix that, but
yeah, but where's the catch? You're paying hand over fist for all these developers. Are you getting the rights to the game?
Discord said that they looked into it and they said that they don't need more than 10% to be successful at doing it. So that means Steam must be just fucking uber rich is all you can do.
They are.
Well,
they treat their employees good too. Valve does.
I hope so if they're making
yeah.
that much money.
Yeah, they get to go on trips to Hawaii and shit with their families.
they've been developing Half-Life 3 for 30 years, but they can't figure out where they want to go with the game, dude.
But the thing is, with Steam, Steam has had over a decade to be Steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, its features are so fucking heavy. Like, no storefront is going to compete with it. And you're talking about, like, all these percentages being thrown around as a consumer. You don't give a fuck. Like,
Didn't they say that, like...
It won't matter to us, but it'll matter to game developers, though, dude.
it will still be, they'll still try to release it on every single storefront they can.
I'm sure they
no matter
will.
how much of the pie Steam takes. And they will still choose Steam over anything else because that's just what everybody uses.
The developers will try to push you toward the ones that make them more money, though.
So. That's why
exactly.
That's why I asked, like, what is the catch? Because I know with putting other things out, hey,
it's what everything's
only
about now.
Release exclusively to this
console
platform,
gaming's like that.
Epic allegedly has the worst customer service too, apparently. Which is just what I've heard randomly on forums from people.
I thought Bethesda did.
That probably too. And their Epic is also pushing exclusives, which means this game will only be on here.
Yep.
If you want to play it, you have to use our storefront.
Mm-hmm.
Which people are condemning them for that. Valve did this too.
It's smart business practices. But
it is. Valve did this too with Steam when they first started. They did it with Half-Life 2.
I mean, I think it has to be overhauled. Like they need to get rid of it, but they won't.
It's
take that into any other business though. Like you hate any other business that tries to become a monopoly on anything else. Why is it different in this aspect?
Well, you had Verizon originally when the iPhone first came out, and they were the only place you could get it. Or was
that was AT&T.
That was AT&T.
One of them, yeah. But I'm using that as an example.
Eventually, the money wasn't big enough. They had to go everywhere.
It was like $40
so maybe,
for a gigabyte.
Maybe eventually that'll happen, but I don't really see it happening.
Oh, it will. If Epic posts a game like I heard Super Meat Boy, one of those games or something, is going to be an exclusive on Epic. Your Fortnite will be an exclusive on Epic, like it already is.
Yeah. Yep.
And eventually, if those don't sell, you got to put them elsewhere. Otherwise,
they got the console.
What do you mean?
They got it on console, Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah,
that's true. But game developers, if you're a game developer, you would be stupid not to try and put it on every single storefront that you can
Sony's
have.
willing to pay them to make him have the game exclusive, so why wouldn't?
Yeah, you're already getting paid without
for
Sony,
for PlayStation games and stuff like that.
You know how much money you need though to make it. Like, how much money are you giving me I wouldn't make on Steam?
How much do you think that?
Or Steam.
How much
and
do you think
Epic
Sony's paying
and
these studios
and
to be like exclusives?
And Humble Bundle and Xbox.
I mean, it's easier.
What are you giving me?
It's easier to develop for one console.
A lot of them are probably developed by studios that Sony owns anyway. So.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's easier to develop for one console than three.
But it's also great because, like, a lot of these storefronts don't care if you're exclusive to them or not. Steam doesn't give a shit where the fuck you are. Because Steam knows, Valve knows you're going on Steam. Yeah. Like, unless you take those...
non-Steam.
What?
I said Fallout 76 is non-Steam.
Yeah, but
Far Cry
I don't know if like
5
Assassin's Creed games,
play.
most of them aren't on Steam.
But that's why they did that deal,
Battlefront.
to try to get those AAA games to come back to Steam.
Battlefield 5.
But they know indie gamers, they're going on Steam. They're going wherever they can.
The Scourge.
You want to get your
Scourge of the Earth or indie
they're going
games
on the
in
Switch
my
Online.
opinion.
But that's the word to me. Like, that's another red flag in gaming right now. Is every developer's trying to have their own exclusive storefront where you can only get the game there. You can only launch the game from there.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna have Uplay, Origin, Steam, Epic, Bethesda. Fuck all of you. I'm sticking with one. And if I can't get your game, I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing 10 fucking storefronts.
Eventually, it's gonna.
As
be
a
that way.
consumer, I don't give a flying fuck what percentages you're
at
giving
least-
developers. As a
happened in
consumer,
plenty of other-
I only have one goal, and that is to buy a game and play it.
At least
if you
in-
make it difficult for me, just not even
It
gonna do
happens-
it.
How many consumers are exactly like you though? Like I understand. holding
There's
true to
some,
your
but
brands,
there's. I mean,
like,
everybody's different.
just
Yeah.
not a
Well, just
model
look at
that
the
works,
music
I don't
industry
think.
where you got Tidal, you got Spotify, you've got
Yep.
Pandora, you've
Yep.
got iTunes, you've got all these different,
Yeah.
same exact thing.
I think Netflix is.
But
starting to
Gen-
that
but
way.
Title
also-
exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's generally not exclusives like
Huh?
all around the
Yeah.
board for those. They try to release on everything, but then they pay
No, like-
one artist like
Oh, they'll
Taylor
be
Swift.
like, they'll be like, this
Apple
artist is only
exclusive.
on iTunes, or this artist isn't on iTunes, and stuff like
And
that.
then
Or
you
like-
see Life
or
of
like
Pablo on
exclusive-
Spotify.
Or like exclusive content.
If
like
you know,
for
if they don't make the money,
$4.44.
it's going elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's what you do. You hold out, and then
I'd
it's
say,
going
like
elsewhere.
how much are these places paying these people for these exclusives? Like, I don't.
It has to be a shit ton.
I mean, it
Up
has
front.
to be. Yeah.
yeah, or
It's-
we'll fund
it's
your
gotta-
next game. Your next game that will be exclusive too. And
Yeah,
then they're like,
I mean,
oh fuck.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be crazy.
Yeah.
Having
Well, didn't
them
they
on a
say,
leash,
like,
it's like a
A
credit
little
card.
while back, like Microsoft tried to buy Valve or whatever, and they just said no.
There was talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have. That's like multi-billion, I think.
I mean, they'd be able to do it, but
Microsoft-
I doubt Valve would want to do it.
For a while, was the most
I mean, if-
valuable company in the world.
Microsoft.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah,
Apple
for sure.
stocks dropped.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
Apple's
believe
price
that.
per share is higher now, I think, isn't it? Oh no, they're
might have went
similar.
up.
They're similar, I think.
They're trying to assimilate.
Because they were wondering, like, is Microsoft made up the ground or whatever, and was either higher or about the same last I checked.
So okay, so how do you guys feel on multiple launchers and storefronts? Because I know we did Battlefront
I
two.
have a ton of hard drives, so I don't care.
Okay.
Just
What
throw
about
money-
you?
just throw money at it.
It's annoying, but like as long as they allow me to just like, as long as it has where it auto logs in, I'm fine. Which like most of them do. Like when you launch it.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so against it.
Yeah.
Like Far Cry 5, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I haven't even played Assassin's Creed Origins because I have no desire to install their launcher in that game.
Yeah, they got Origins and they got the new one.
Oh wait,
now,
what is that?
right?
You play already or Origin?
They got the one where it's in
I already
like
got the launcher.
they got like the Roman time one now too, or whatever.
I don't play those games. I'm
What's
just
the
gonna
Greek?
install the
Greek, whatever.
launchers, like
Similar. Sorry.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed
Odyssey. That's the
yeah,
one.
That's the
the
Greek
one.
mythology one. What as an outsider, you know, from the outside looking in, what do you think about like competitive is good,
Yeah.
but it's a hindrance for consumers more than it is benefiting.
I think I'm more apt to buy and stay within. Like, I don't want to preach brand loyalty because, again, like with my clothing and what products I consume, I don't say, hey, if it's not a Chevy, I'm not driving it. If it's not a
Right,
this, you know.
right.
But you also have to understand it's really difficult to interface. Like, my electronics are Apple because I don't want to have to figure out how to unlock my Android tablet, and it's different than my phone that I have contact with every day. So convenience plays a huge factor in my consumption of technology. So I couldn't see having 16 apps downloaded that ultimately functionally do the same thing, but I could only get certain, like certain access to games or whatever. It's just like if Netflix effort goes, hey, we're not offering Disney movies anymore. You have to have the Disney streaming service, and once you compound all the prices you pay for that, you might as well be paying for cable again.
Like that's what's gonna happen though.
That is exactly what's gonna happen.
And it's
and
like,
I'm not gonna.
Did you hear
like
that
that.
those Netflix Marvel shows have to wait 2 years before they can continue them on the Disney one?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because that's when the contract actually expires.
Yeah, they must have had some special stuff with Netflix. Is all I could figure.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Everybody will forget about it by then. But convenience, it is convenience to me. Like, if it's a better launcher or storefront, I mean, would I go there? I mean, I would probably want to, but I got over 100 games on Steam. Like, I'm not going anywhere
so do
from
I.
Steam.
Yeah.
Steam is always going to be there, and it's always going to be a thing. Like, in Steam sales, like, I don't buy games usually outside of those Steam sales anyway, which are like,
Or
you got your wish list because they have a wish list implemented, unlike other ones. And you're just like, oh, something on your wish list is on sale, and you go 75% off. Fucking buy.
You literally
$5,
you only
fucking
buy
done,
games
so
during
do it.
Steam sales or Black Friday or Christmas, like holiday sales.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You
And
have
then
to
if you
think,
can't
though,
wait,
like,
then you buy a $60 game, and that's that. Like,
Yeah,
the
You got it.
best thing
And
you
that's
can,
that because no refunds.
Yep.
The best thing
Except
you
for
can
on
do
Steam.
though, like
Yeah, except for on Steam.
as a business that has a broad customer demographic, is the best thing that you can hope to come out of these smaller companies trying to do the same thing as Steam is you get Steam to rethink, hey, should I really be charging this much? Or hey, should I really be rolling out these games like this? Do we really need this? Can we cut back here, there? And that's the best that you can hope. But like you're saying, if Steam has the market cornered, it's no
I'm calling
point.
it now. The Discord one's going to get bought out by one of them just so that they don't have to compete with them.
I don't think. Oh, maybe Epic will because
That's what I'm
Steam.
saying.
Steam already implemented their own voice. Their own voice. Whatever.
I'm just waiting for it.
Interface.
Epic's going to own Discord. Then what are you going to do? Then what are you going to do?
I mean, Epic is like. I'll probably just start. If they keep it separate as like a subsidiary, then I'll still use.
Then
Discord.
it'd be fine. But if they like make it so you
Then I'd go to Steam.
If you want to use Discord, you got to use the Epic launcher.
Yeah, then I'd go. Then I'd just use the Steam voice thing.
Yeah.
I just use Discord because it's convenient
You
because
go
I'm
back
already
to
there.
Ventrilo, dude.
Yeah,
Ventrilo.
TeamSpeak, Ventrilo,
TeamSpeak,
Humble, Mumble. Yeah, Mumble. I said Humble, but it's convenience. Like Steam is like a decade ahead of all these other storefronts. Like it's hard to even compete with that with features anyway.
Features.
Features, yeah.
Oh, like.
You thought you meant music or what?
No. I mean, they do got music too. They have that Portal song or whatever that was all hype back in the day.
I think they have like.
GLaDOS.
Never mind. I'm not going to get into what Steam has and doesn't have.
Right. Let's just say they have a shit ton of features more than everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the movies. Metro 2033 film was canceled because the person who made the script wanted to Americanize it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I want the movie, but
Everyone
I'm
I
okay
talked
with them.
everyone I
scrapping
talked
it.
to about, aka Joey, said that
Fuck.
said that he's glad that they stopped it because that would have been awful. He
Yeah,
said.
it would have been awful. Oh, did you hear? Like the scripter wanted it in Washington D.C.
Yep.
and instead of like, what's in the games, it was going to be like something completely different.
It
or
would have
whatever.
to be because it wouldn't make sense,
Yeah, it's like, why are you even bothering with this shit?
right?
We already got something with the DC Metro. It's called Fallout 3.
Yep. Godzilla King of Monsters trailer 2. Did you guys see that?
I saw it without sound because I watched it on Facebook. What are your thoughts, Bryce?
I was hyped as fuck. Like, I'm not even into that. Like I know we saw the Godzilla.
So I already
No, I saw both of them.
you
in
already know
theaters.
Mothra's gonna be clutch as shit, but's gonna die. That's just how I figured it's gonna happen.
Before we go any further, nothing compares to the 2001, I think, Godzilla with Matthew Broderick
Is that what it was?
and Jean Reno.
Yeah.
Nothing compares to that
It
Godzilla.
was
That
either,
is
it was
Godzilla.
either like 98 or 2001. It was somewhere around there. It was in that region.
Yeah. That movie's so good. But anyway, I saw the Bryan Cranston one in theaters. I saw the PTSD one. in theaters.
Did you see
with Tom Hiddleston?
King Kong?
Oh, the Vietnam one, Chris. That's what
You're talking about King
I was
Kong?
like, what? It's lost. Lost in the sauce.
King Kong you're talking about, yeah. It actually made more money than Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, Kong Skull Island, yeah.
It actually made more money than Godzilla, which was funny.
That was a better movie than the Godzilla one.
Yeah.
They focused... I've always loved those movies as focus on the people, monster as the backdrop. Mm-hmm. But that Godzilla movie was kind of more like focused on...
Yeah.
They half and halved it.
I just like that trailer where they're like...
I don't need to see Godzilla swimming this many
He's
times.
like, so Godzilla we want Godzilla to be our pet, and he's like, no, we're his pets or whatever. And I was like, yes.
God. That was fun. Yeah, Ken Watanabe, is that the actor?
Yeah, I was just like, yes.
Are you hyped to see it, Chris? No. What about Moving Castles? How's Moving Cities today?
Oh.
That released today.
So, somebody I know already watched it online. And in
420p?
Probably like 120p, you know? Like a camera. But
what a shitter, dude.
Said it was actually all right, but it wasn't his cup of tea, which makes sense because
it wasn't his cup of tea to begin with.
Yeah, as he said, it wasn't the kind of movie he likes to watch, but he said it was all right, which I take as an endorsement.
There you go. Yeah, I would take that from him as an endorsement.
There's a lot of people shitting on it though, and I'm surprised.
You know, shit. That's Joey people though. That's like cowards, like that can't watch real movies. That's what shitting on.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's like female empowerment because of like female main characters and stuff." And it's like the books were written in like 2001 or something, I think. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the thing on their minds back then.
Those are the people like girl with the dragon tattoo. I can't watch this. This is a fucking girl.
Yep, exactly. There's like,
I can't watch that. This chick ain't even getting raw dog by some Swedish dude. Like Jesus Christ. Spoiler alert, she does. See, you fucking, you're what are you called? Womanizers. You're missing out.
Yep.
Terrible.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is really good though.
Movies.
Did I tell you what? Do we have any more movies?
Yeah.
What else is there?
The Sonic movie.
Oh
yeah.
They haven't shown
Monster Hunter.
They haven't showed anything about Sonic, barely have they?
Just that moving poster.
Moving poster.
And they said he's going to have fur and not.
I only saw the thing where it showed his legs, like his view, like like first person view with his legs. That's all I saw.
You didn't see the one where
he's
like running across and then you can see his face. So what I heard rumored too about Sonic is like they don't want to have his eyes all big. They want to have him like it's gonna look really weird. It's gonna be like that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that came out.
Eyes. It's gonna be great, dude.
I'm like,
I wonder if they consulted with the Pikachu movie.
Maybe to get the fur. Fur looks
the
good.
Same company.
One, yeah.
Furries rejoice.
Yeah. You're talking about the Monster Hunter movie? I heard about that like a month or two ago.
I played Monster Hunter World and it was really good. I didn't finish it though because it is a very repetitive game, so it's like a small dose kind of game, in my opinion, for me anyway. So, but it was a good game.
Yep.
Did I tell you what Asus did to me?
What's that?
When I bought my graphics card, I upgraded my graphics card.
Oh, Asus. Okay.
Yeah. What do you call it? What?
I thought you said Aces.
I did.
Okay.
Asus. It's like ISIS, but we're for computers. And I bought the game, and they give you free codes for like other games or whatever with it, like a Fortnite bundle and Black Ops 4, which I was going to sell because I already have those.
Yep.
Not the Fortnite thing, but so I'm like Fortnite code. They're like, here, you can have that. You're good to go. And I'm like, cool, thanks. And then the Black Ops 4 one, you have to get from Asus.
Yep.
And they wanted a picture of your invoice, a picture of the packaging with the barcode.
Yep.
And they wanted something else that I can't remember.
So it's like a mail-in rebate. They wanted all the stuff you got to send for a mail-in rebate.
And they're like, it could take up to 20 days to process. I'm like, why? Why are you a thing?
Is that and that's just for the one game?
It was super strict too.
So is that
just to get a code for the one game that came with it or whatever.
Nah.
That's what I'm gonna sell for like $35.
Yeah, probably.
And they were like, you can't use your receipt. You can't use this. It's got to be the actual invoice. it can't be printed, a picture of printed or some shit. I think I took a screenshot of the email.
Yeah.
And if they're like, this doesn't work, I'm gonna call them and just flip my shit, of course.
Be like, what's
Ask
wrong?
if they want a box.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, what is wrong with you? Like, what more information do you need? Do you need my social security number? For $35, I ain't giving that.
Yeah, right.
But
That's terrible.
that was bullshit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to cover that. So, Daybreak Games laid off a ton of employees right before Christmas. They're the people that made H1Z1 and something else. And then they advertised they're making a new game.
Which company?
After they laid
Which company
off.
was it that just laid off a bunch of people for phone companies? Was that Verizon?
Probably.
Where they said they just got like they're gonna get the Trump tax cut, and what they did with it is they offered severance packages to like 10,000 employees to lay them off. Like, so they said they used their tax cut to lay off like 10,000 people or something like that.
Yes.
Wow.
Backfire.
Yep.
I'm like, I guess trickle down don't work.
Nope.
No.
Just keep drizzling this at the top.
Do you want to talk about your game that you got for free with your biased review?
What game? Oh! Fallout 76.
Yeah, they had a big update. 2 of them. Didn't fix some of the stuff.
Yeah, some of the stuff is still fun.
Is it playable in your eyes now?
I think it seems fine.
Because it wasn't before. And you got it for free.
To be fair, I played it before the update, and I thought it was fine.
You didn't play it before the update.
Yeah, I did.
You got it that day.
I played it like 2 days before, a day or two before the update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just heard about it later then.
Yeah. I mean, it does.
I don't think you did, though.
I mean, it does seem to run better after the update. Because right before the update happened, it got a little like laggy because they were like, "Oh, there's going to be maintenance on this day for the update or whatever," and then it was like,
always laggy.
It was kind of, no, it ran perfectly fine, but then the one day it was a little laggy.
How many
before the
times did you
update.
drop?
Oh, I only dropped during character creation once.
Okay. That's not bad.
Other than that, I haven't dropped from the game the entire time.
I don't think
played
I've
it.
ever dropped.
You got it too? You guys are such fuckboys. Like, hey, you put your money where your mouth is, except for Ross and you.
Hey, to be fair, I am paying.
Did you
for
actually
it.
buy it?
I didn't pay $60 for it.
That's
if
true.
What you're
To be fair, I
asking.
am paying for it because that's the money that like Caleb bought it for me. Like he's just not paying me for something else to like make up, to.
You got it for free though.
It's not free.
You got it pro bono.
Like,
Did you
Pro
pay for the
bono.
game with your money, Ross?
Well, I have to pay for something else to pay for the game.
Barter.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
bartered
it's
for
barter.
the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's your bias though. That's okay.
Okay. Sure.
And then, but
They didn't pay me to do a review, if that's what you're saying.
No, Caleb did.
Sure.
It's $20.
But no,
dudes, for
I
you.
mean, I'll play it someday.
Seemed fine to me.
So you guys are still playing it then?
I didn't play it today, but he did.
I did a lot of Black Ops because this first pass ends in like 3 days when they bring out the new patch on PC. So I'm trying to get some more tiers unlocked.
So like, what's the replayability of it right now for you?
I have
I've
barely
only played it for like 30 minutes.
I've played
Because
it.
so it didn't draw you in
I've played it for like
right away.
probably 6 hours, and I've only like done a little bitty bit.
I've only played it in like 10-minute spurts because I usually play it and then I end up going somewhere.
I literally have done like 2 or 3 things only in the game.
Have you been playing alone?
Yeah.
Not with Caleb, Alex, Joey, nothing?
No, just myself so far.
You just
Fucking
playing with
loser,
himself.
dude.
It's like an interrogation.
Yeah.
Explain
No,
yourself.
because you weren't on the podcast where this was the majority of people hated this fucking game, and Ross, who did not own the game, was defending it like tooth and nail.
Oh shit!
But he wouldn't put his money where his mouth is for weeks, and now Caleb finally got it
Because
for
the
him
price went back up.
at
Otherwise I would've-
half price. And now he's okay with it. Now he's playing it. He's okay to talk. And they updated it to get rid of most of the problems that people previously had.
Just wait
Except
till
for
wait till Christmas. It might go on sale again. I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna buy an eBay one for $25, $20.
If you can find one that cheap, yeah.
Yeah, I already did. It's downloading now.
Sure you did. Yeah. You might find one for 35 or 40 probably.
You can get it
I'm
for
going
35 or
If you're
40.
lucky.
Nah, I know a guy who knows a guy. I'm in $20.
Oh, yeah?
Dude.
Playing a dude disguised as another dude.
All right. Anybody got anything else they want to cover? Closing statements. I know Chris had some shoes. Did you want to talk
releases.
about those? We didn't even talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or or the Grammys.
There was too much to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna.
They're
I think
both trash.
I want to save this for later. Let's see, sneaker releases. DBZ, Adidas, EQT's releasing soon.
Yep, go check those out, guys.
Nike and Carhartt are also releasing soon. I'm excited, but then I saw the price tag, so I'm not excited anymore.
I'll have to add that stuff for the next.
I was gonna say
the next week's.
Carhartt's more expensive than
we'll
Nike.
tell people about it so
so
they can look it up, and then we'll talk about it next week potentially.
Okay, any closing statements?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Alex, any closing statements?
I'm good.
All right, we'll catch you next time.
See you.
Sweet.